Some days they want corn. Some days they want pet food.
Yeah.
Other days they want marshmallows. I'm on pet food right now.
Yeah. I'm gonna switch over
Yeah.
for sure. I don't know what I have on me.
Yeah.
Grasshopper? No, I don't think grasshoppers work.
No, grasshoppers might catch the catfish, but they ain't gonna catch anything else down there. Hello, child.
What's up, Alaskan Outdoors? What about bread? I don't know if they want bread.
If you want the buffalo, anything that says it'll catch carp.
Carp.
Ooh. Red ear sunfish. Nice little fun sunfish.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't talked to you in a while. How you been, Akmal?
You have two screens, don't you?
Nope, I only have. I'm running on one monitor.
Well,
How do I have a chat? I'm using XSplit.
Yeah.
And it has a custom chat, so I'm getting a monitor soon, hopefully.
Yeah, I need to get me a second monitor. It don't even have to be a big monitor.
What's up, Crafty? See if we can catch us some buffalo. They are not wanting this corn right now.
Like I say, sometimes they don't eat the corn. Sometimes they eat something else. Hell, I've caught them off of red worms.
Really?
Yeah. Red worms, wax worms. I mean, I've caught them off all sorts of stuff. Yeah. Let's see.
I'm gonna go see if I can catch me a couple bass.
Yeah.
A little bit better on money.
Yeah, they are better on money.
Yeah, we can play sometime, Alaska. I think I'm gonna pick I cannot speak. I think I'm gonna fish peak time.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna throw a bass lure through here. I got my little 4-pound rod with me.
Yep.
You know how to change yourself. Go take care of it.
See if we can catch some here. That big pad thing, that's they just added that in the new update. It shows you the depths and all that. You can mark buoys. You can mark buoys now, and you can use it to pinpoint where you want to cast and where your fish are. There we go. Akamo was having a heyday when he was playing over here in Alaska. Oh my gosh, was he? I still have a bigger unique than him. I know. We should play some. You're never on anymore. There we go. I'm on.
Well, I found out how they want this spoon.
Yep, what I'm using right now is it's 11 a.m. with mini bass jig over here on this bridge, and it's been nailing them so far.
Yeah. I'm after panfish right now.
Panfish? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm using a little 6-ounce spoon. I'm probably gonna have to downgrade. But you don't think I can. I think 6 ounces is as light as they get.
I've been on lately. My grandma's been in the hospital, Alaska. So, there we go. I'm on. Dang, these things are hammering this mini.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. You're over here on the bass bridge, huh? I want to go over here.
Not a bad little fish right here. a bad one at all. 1.8 pounds.
Damn.
Like I said, man, these things are hammering it.
Yeah. Speaking of hammering.
You on?
Yeah, I'm on.
That's good. That's good.
I got a bass, I think. Either that or it's a good sized bluegill. I don't think it is though. It looks like it's a bass. The way it's fighting. Yeah, there we go.
First cast, I haven't had anything right here. Unless something does come up and get it. I was using my frog popper earlier, and I was catching bass surprisingly.
Yeah. Well, it's not too big for them. They got a pretty big mouth.
Yeah. 3/0 hook, so I mean.
Yeah, I'm using like the smallest spoon I've got.
Yeah.
A little 1/6 ounce slop spoon.
I'm using a 1 3-ounce number 2 hook mini bass jig.
Yeah. I think I've got that.
You've got a new PC finally. Congrats, man. What kind of Alienware did you get? I remember last time on live stream I had 12 people in here, and I caught, I think, 7 or 8 unique largemouth dude. I mean, I was hammering them. I caught it in less than an hour, too. I mean, I was just sitting there hammering them. I was in the Florida Everglades, and I was switching to nice. Yeah. I switched it tonight. And, oh my gosh, I had so much fun.
Yeah, I don't think I brought any of my light tackle with me. Like, I really don't think I brought much bass tackle at all. Let's see what I got here.
It'd be nice if I could, you know, maybe give you some. Kind of cool if you could add that, you know, just give you some lures.
Oh, nice.
You got one?
No, I brought my mini bass jigs.
Oh, that's good. Yep, switch it to peak time, and these things are hammering it. I'm caught one in a sec though. I'm using stop and go, but I don't know how they like it. I don't know. I usually don't use bass jigs a lot.
They don't seem to mind it.
There we go. Not a bad one. Yeah, for sure, Alaska. I'll be on pretty much all day. Small.
There's a little bluegill.
Nice.
Unless hell, it could be a bass. If it is a bass, it's a small bass. Let's see what I got here. Nah, it's a bluegill.
Did you clean up all your toys in the living room?
Mm-hmm.
See what I can get another. Couple more icing. There we go. Okay, that's cool. About 3 hours. I'll be on about 3 hours. How much money do I got so far in my fish keeper? $500. I'll put it to about 4,000 because I went and got some stuff earlier. No, wondering. I don't think you're streaming, are you?
No, I'm not. I'm not streaming.
He just got done recording a video earlier, I'm pretty sure, and he's just editing it. So.
Yeah, I'm just taking a break from the actual work part.
Yeah. Cast out this way now. Come on, something hit it.
There's a nice bluegill.
Nice.
Actually, I think it's a bass. It is.
Nice, man.
I'm literally using the very first lure with the very first rod and the very first reel that's heavy enough to actually handle these fish.
That's cool.
I'm literally using a 4-pound setup.
Only thing that I'm not using that's 4-pound setup is my reel. Rather than that, I have a 4-pound setup too as well.
Yeah.
I think you're using the same exact rod that I'm using.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, the cheapest, lightest rod they've got.
What are you doing, twitching it?
Mm-hmm. Just speed 1, slowly twitching it back, keeping it off the bottom.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah. I've been using a gold spoon. I've been using a silver spoon. I just keep switching between them. I catch a couple off the gold when I switch to the silver. I catch a couple off the silver. I switch to the gold. I'm trying to make my casts as perpendicular to the fish activity points on the water.
Oh, he hit that hard.
Oh yeah, they smack this thing hard.
Oh, that little thing hit that as hard as it can, man. Yeah, we can play some Fortnite later as well. I'm in the mood for that game, I don't know.
There's a good one. There's another little bass. No.
What do you get?
Little pickerel.
Nice.
I do like this. I do like this map.
I do too.
There's a lot of people that never see past this map though. Because I guess they just don't understand it or something. I don't know. The biggest mistake anybody can ever make in this game is wanting to leave Texas too soon.
Yeah.
You want to be established by the time you leave Texas. Like legitimately, I would not leave Texas until 13, 14 if I was to start a new account.
Okay.
Long after you have access to a kayak. Because I think you get access to it at like level 5 if you've got coins.
Yeah, you do. Pretty sure.
Yeah. Hell, I've got a damn kayak from the DLC that I didn't pay for. I won a contest that they had. If you keep up with them on Facebook, they'll announce contests that they don't normally announce on Steam. And it was write a letter to Santa and tell him about your story. So I wrote him and told him about, everything that's happened to lead me to this game, and sent him a copy of one of my more well-received videos.
Okay.
Which I have a video that has broke 10,000 hits. It's the how to fight a big fish video.
Yeah, I love that video. I watch it every time, man.
Yeah.
I showed it to a couple of my friends too.
Yeah, it's a good video. Like, and that's just an example. I was sitting there and
down to that unique striper.
It was the unique striper, and I was sitting there to myself thinking about videos that I could make, and something that popped in my mind was how to fight a big fish, and just as soon as it popped in my fucking mind, I hooked that damn fish.
It's cool.
Yeah. Although my biggest unique striper still came off of a shiner.
Really?
Yeah, shiners are the most overpowered bait in this whole fucking game, dude.
Sounds like it. There we go. Fine.
They are. Let me see here.
You can catch everything in shiners. You can catch.
Let me look at my fish list here. Okay. There's 1, 2.
Let me look at mine as well.
3.
Okay, that sounds good, Alaska. Minnows, you said, right? We're talking about minnows?
No, shiners.
Minnows are pretty good, too. I've caught my unique muskie, my unique chinook off of them.
Yeah?
I've caught all my unique, trophy blue catfish and my unique flathead off crawfish.
Now, see, I caught my unique blue off of a large cut bait, and
Yeah,
I caught him off the bank up there at St. Croix in that video I posted recently about how to catch them from the bank. Yeah. Don't have any pictures of him. I wish I still did. I had to reformat my computer, so I lost all my old pictures. I had pictures dating back to beta.
You've been playing since a beta? Holy crap.
Yeah, well, that's what this hat I'm wearing is. It's the beta cap. It was the cap they give everybody that was here before they added Louisiana. That's the beta cap. This yellow cap I'm wearing, that's the only way you can get that cap is if you've been here since before they added Louisiana.
Okay.
Because anything before that was beta, but about 10 out of 12 of my top fish, especially my predator fish, have been caught off of fucking shiners.
Oh, wow! He hit that like a tank, man.
Yeah, they don't. When you're twitching a spoon, they hit it hard. They hit it to kill it.
I was using a mini bass jig, man. But still, that thing hit it like a tank.
Well, here's the thing: if you're using a twitch and retrieve, they always hit it like a tank. It's because it's so sudden.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah,
I think I'm gonna go.
Hippie could probably play later. I don't know.
Play what?
Want Akimo was wondering if he could play later with you.
Yeah, you can play later with me. I'm not.
I'll join you too.
I don't. Yeah, I don't care who. Add me in game. We'll play.
Oh, remember Akimo's the guy. We helped him learn how to play. I told you my buddy was having some problems. He was stuck.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember him. I've got a fairly good memory despite all the illicit substances I've put in my body.
Yeah.
Let's see some wax worms here. Now this spot right here where I'm fishing at is the first spot in Fishing Planet I ever sat down and fished at.
Really?
Right here.
That's cool. You know what? Honestly, I think I'm gonna switch to a popper or something.
Yeah. I'll tell you now. I think they ought to at least put some bigger common. Like they need to put some trophy fish in this besides the panfish.
Yeah. I'm using
like
a
I would like to see the unique grass pickerel.
That'd be kind of cool. Yeah, I agree.
I'd like to see it put in Texas.
Yeah. Is there any uniques here?
Nope, there's trophies though. Like they do, they need because then the people could be out here and pickerel fish.
Yeah. Pickerel
which
fish
is not
fun.
much different. Nah, it's not much different than bass fishing, but still. Damn. I'm gonna fuck around and catch a unique trophy red ear up here. I haven't caught a trophy red ear up here in ages.
See if I can catch me a bass on this one-aught popper.
Oh, one-aught popper, you ought to be able to catch all sorts of stuff off that.
Yeah. Ooh, he almost had it. Missed it though. Oh, what am I doing wrong? He hit it twice.
Slow down.
Okay, what the kind of cast was that?
Yeah, if you're missing them on a top water, you just need to slow down a little bit.
Yep.
That's my biggest, like, when I'm fishing for bass and I'm using a top water, that's my biggest, like, deficit is slowing down with a top water. They really should have added a buzz bait.
Oh, that would have been nice.
Or a buzz frog.
I'd love for them to add fly fishing, man. That'd be awesome.
No, they don't need to do that because you'd never see me do anything else.
Really?
I would literally live in Colorado.
Oh, Sam. Oh, that'd be nice though. They're gonna do that someday, I bet.
No. I'm just happy that I found a place that they stock the trout in the winter, and I can catch trout during the winter months.
Hey, you mind if I see a picture of the bass I caught this year?
Yeah, sure. Send it to me in Discord.
Okay, I'll actually put it in the main chat. How about that?
Okay. I'll look at it, when I get a chance. It sucks to be as busy as I am. It really does. And a lot of people, when they hear you make videos on YouTube, and even though I don't have a big channel at all, it's still work.
Yeah. There we go. I posted it. It should be posted right now.
Let's go real old. Let's go old school hippie fishing. Where are my marshmallows? There they are. I'm thinking about doing a slight, small interface video because there's a lot of people I tell these little tricks to with the interface, and they don't know how, and they're like, "Wow, I didn't know that."
Yeah, I mean, they'd probably get quite a few views as well.
Well,
I'm not having any luck with this.
Were you using it around the lily pads?
Yep. Switch over to something else.
Yeah, I was about to say, because that don't make any sense. I normally.
I'm gonna throw out my. I'm gonna go throw out some corn and see if I can catch something here.
Yeah. Well, I'm using marshmallows over here, just catching panfish, because I mean, I'm here to relax. I'm not here to make a video or do any research or anything. I'm just gonna use my fish call.
How deep do I want to put it right in here?
It here about 30, 40 inches.
30, 40 inches.
Yep.
Go with about 35 inches.
Goddamn fish call works every time.
Getting by here. Let's see if I can pull out.
Yeah, that's the thing with especially in here, you want to try to fish as close to the lily pads as you can. If you can land it in a hole in the middle of the lily pads, you'll catch some good stuff. But you got to land your whole cast in one of those holes.
Yeah.
But, you know,
That's tiny bluegill.
it's a half a pound. That ain't a small bluegill. Bluegill get a bad rap in real life. They really do.
I love bluegill fishing in life. It's so much fun. Throw out there with the regular worm, put out a bobber. Woo!
Yeah.
It's so much fun, man. Dude, when I bass fish, I have 2 rods. I have my bait caster, which I love my bait caster. A lot of people, it's hard to use because if you don't have your thumb on that reel when you cast it out, it goes zing, all the line comes off the reel. I've had that happen so many times, dude. Trying to learn how to use one of those. I always have my bait or my other spinning reel to right of me, all set up, waiting for a bluegill bite.
Yeah. Now the hell, when I caught that trout up there at that Village Point Lake, I was bluegill fishing, and he had my little fiberglass pole that I used doubled over. It was beautiful, man.
Yeah, bet.
Well, I said it before in the story time video. I'll say it again. You always are gonna chase. You're always gonna chase that first fight.
Yeah.
That first fight that hooks you as a fisherman. Yeah.
Yeah.
The one in the closet does. The linen closet, yes.
My biggest fish that I'll probably never beat is it's actually the state record bass here in Oregon.
That's great.
Yeah. It would be the state record, but weighed it. We took a picture, but we would have had to keep the fish and go to like the go and show them, and I didn't feel like doing that, you know. So I put them back in, but I have pictures. We weighed them.
Yeah.
Dude, that thing was huge, 14 pounds. If I can find a picture, I can get it from my mom. I could send it to you.
Yeah. Well, my biggest fish is almost 1 ton tuna. It was 1,900 pounds.
Damn.
It was a blue tuna I caught when I was deep sea fishing. I chartered a boat out, and that was what I caught.
Nice.
The biggest freshwater fish though would probably be that 72-pound flathead I caught.
Dang. My biggest was in the as far as trout and stuff. It was the day my grandpa passed away. We went out. Mom didn't. He was still in the house when he passed away, and they took me out fishing. That morning, I caught, I think, 2 or 3 steelhead, and one was pretty decent size, and my dad caught a pretty good steelhead, or not steelhead, but salmon that day too.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sitting here spacing out and I got a bite.
Yeah, that happens. That happens a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I do that myself quite frequently.
My biggest fish is a 130-pound halibut. Yeah, that's a big fish.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
you have Alaskan Outdoors. He lives in Alaska, so of course he's gonna catch something that big.
Yeah. Now, I've always wanted to go and take a noodle rod.
What?
Anybody who's ever done any steelhead fishing in Alaska knows what I'm talking about when I say a noodle rod. It's a it's a lighter action. It's a fairly light action rod,
Mhm.
but it's like 9-10 feet long.
Okay.
And and you can get away with that light line and those light and stuff because the rod is so
So
long,
long. Yeah.
it absorbs all the shock. And you take it and you throw little small lures for trout and steelhead and stuff.
Yeah. I'm on. Here we go.
Oh yeah, dude, I've been over here just killing
Hammering
these
them.
little things. Yeah, well, that's because this little spot right here, nobody really fishes it.
I like that spot. I've been over there a couple times.
Yeah, this is like I said, this spot right here is the first spot that I ever fished in Fishing Planet.
Hold on. I'm gonna leave real quick. Catch this in.
Okay.
I need to get premium. Gosh, do I?
They need to let you buy premium with fucking
Bitcoin.
fish cash.
Yeah.
No, with fish cash.
Yeah.
We don't need nothing else in this game that costs bait coins. We got plenty to spend bait coins on. We just don't have a way to make bait coins.
Yeah.
Honestly, it would be very nice to see them add a small bait coin reward back to the unique fish now that they've made it to where you can't just sit there and catch one right after another, right after another,
Yeah.
right after another.
I agree on that with that one.
And I'm not talking a large reward. I'm talking,
Little rewards. Yeah.
I'm talking about the biggest uniques in the game, like the big unique channels and everything. A big unique catfish giving you like 5 coins.
Yeah.
Like not a lot. The salmon giving you like 5 coins.
Been in Colorado in a while.
I am at some point going to complete the complete a lake. And how you complete a lake, in my opinion, in my eyes, is you have one day where you catch all the uniques on the lake because they all have a bite cycle.
Mm-hmm.
During every single day, you can always catch all the uniques in one day.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about doing it on a map. I want to do it on a map like Colorado because I believe Colorado would be easiest.
Yeah, it would be pretty easy. I like that map.
It's getting the golden trout unique that's the problem.
Oh.
I mean, because it's an easy fish, but it's just so random. That spot is random.
Somebody just messaged me on Facebook. I went and got some stuff where I can go fish these cats over here.
Yeah. Well, as long as you brought pet food, you catch every catfish in here.
I don't have pet food. I brought peas and corn.
Well, the corn you can catch catfish off of. I've caught some catfish off of peas, but it doesn't say it on the list, so I don't. Then again, it doesn't say you can catch carp off of redworms either, but
Yeah. You can do it anyways.
yeah. Oh, the one that always got me is waxworms and maggots.
Yeah.
Like they're almost
Waxworms
the
are
same
actually
thing.
fine because I have to feed them to my lizard, my bearded dragon.
Yeah.
Here we go. We're gonna bite.
fucking thing.
Miss a bite?
No, it's not. No, I'm trying to do something over here.
Oh.
There we go. I'm just glad to be alive, dude.
Yeah, what happened, man?
I had a fucking heart attack.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. At the end of February, sure did.
Dang, man. That's scary.
Yeah, it was. It was scary as hell.
I'm glad for you to be alive too.
Yeah, I bet you are.
You tell me all my fishing tips.
Yeah. Well, I don't think I think it's more than that. I mean.
Yeah, I started playing this game because of you, man.
Well, I appreciate that. I'm gonna tell you right now, though. I think I'm the only active YouTuber right now.
You legit are.
Like, and what I mean by active is I'm still posting videos about this game.
Mm-hmm.
KP Shimino is posting them every time there's an update. I mean, he is. He's doing what he's supposed to do. I posted my views on the update. I let him go ahead and post the first video because last time when the poppers and the top waters came out, I got ahead of him and Hawkeye.
Yeah. Hawkeye just left the game.
Maybe Hawkeye just flat quit. And while I understand his reasoning for it, at the same time, I don't YouTube to make money, so.
I do YouTube just to make people help people.
Yeah.
You know, tips and tricks and all that.
That's what it's supposed to be about. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm not doing this to get rich.
Once you get bigger and everything, it makes sense. Like, but you ain't specifically doing YouTube for that, you know.
Yeah, no, I'm not. But I like Hawkeye. Like, he's a good guy. Yeah. Like, I've met him in game. He's a good guy.
You met him in game?
Yeah, I've met him in game. I've met KP Shimino too in game. Hell, I've fished a tournament against KP Shimino. He's a good fisherman. Yeah, I was in that, and I'm gonna tell you now, I was in that April Bass Cup.
Ooh, I'll cut both of you guys' butts on that.
Man,
that's my specialty right there, man.
I couldn't even. I'm a good fisherman. I couldn't even get past the qualifier.
Really?
Yeah. Well, the first qualifier was in Missouri, and I've always sucked at bass fishing in Missouri.
Oh yeah, never mind. Yeah, screw that.
And then the second qualifier was in North Carolina, and I did very well in North Carolina. I put 49 pounds of fish in the boat in 2 hours.
2 hours, pretty good.
The winner had 55. 49 pounds made me finish 80th out of 500 people.
Okay, pretty good.
So I mean, yeah, very, very good showing. And I'm gonna tell you now, I lost for two reasons. One of them is I'm not very familiar with where all the spots for largemouth are, and I accept that. Okay, yeah. That part's on me. The other part is for these tournaments, they do not exclude these X Series lures you can win.
I'm gonna bite.
Like, you've got like these X Series hooks, and you've got these X Series line and floats and everything. Well, they make lures for winning tournaments and stuff, competitions. And if you happen to have one of these lures, and you go into a competition for bass, and you've got an XPS bass lure, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's designed to get bites more frequently. So unless you're going to outlaw those and put everybody on an even playing field, competitions aren't worth your time unless you've got these lures. But you can't earn these lures unless you win tournaments or complete absurd achievements.
Yeah. I agree with you on that one.
Like 30 days on a lake. I did 30 days here in Texas. You know what they gave me? a float.
What?
It's a good float. It's a good float. Don't get me wrong. It's a very good float. I have 2 of them, but they could have given me a spoon. You know.
Yeah.
I don't. Now the reward on Michigan, because I've stayed up there 10 days and it's 30 days to get to the spoon. It is a spoon. It's a 2-alt 6-ounce spoon. It's a 6-alt 2-ounce spoon.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got tongue tied there.
No, I do all the time, my friend. There we go. Oh, I missed him. Ugh, sneaky little turd.
My only problem with this shit is, if you're not going to put everybody on an even playing field for these tournaments, you're going to have people that come in and exploit shit. But who knows?
You never know.
I'll tell you
in my opinion.
I'll tell you the truth though. I've not used it, but I have a 2-ounce bass jig.
Mhm.
That's an X series bass jig. I haven't tried it yet. I think I'm gonna try it pretty soon.
I have a couple X series bobbers.
Yeah. Well, the X series floats aren't a problem. They don't make the fish bite any quicker.
Yeah.
You know. They don't work the same way. Your float has nothing to do with what kind of fish you catch, you know, or if you catch a fish. It doesn't. Your float doesn't fucking matter.
Yep.
Your line doesn't matter. You know, X series line, no problem with X series line. It's just a little more durable. Okay, that's cool. I can live with that.
There we go. Freaking about dang time you freaking took my line, turd.
You know what they could do to actually generate some bait coin sales, don't you? Offer those X series lures in the store for bait coins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be smart. I like these ideas you have, like catching unique for bait coins. Like, come on.
Well, that used to be a thing.
Really?
Yeah, that used to be a thing way back in the day. And now it's not, because people like me and everybody else when it was like that, we kind of ruined that for everybody. I'm going to take full responsibility for that. The reason we ruined it for everybody was because once you figured out how the uniques hit and where they hit, and you had the cheat sheet, and then there was such a thing as trophy baits back then. And what a trophy bait meant was it caught a trophy or bigger every time.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's kind of cheap.
Yeah, it worked. The biggest one that come to mind for me was leeches, and they're still overpowered as fuck. But they're not what they used to be. It used to be, if you were out there fishing for crappie in North Carolina, you threw it over there on the spot where the crappie spawn, and if you got a bite when it went through there, you knew when you set the hook, beyond a shadow of a doubt, it was going to be a trophy or larger.
That's cool.
It was the same way with the red ear sunfish. You threw that, you threw it, let it float through there, and it would be a trophy or bigger. And I personally would sit there for a week, real time, and fish, and just fish, because I had North Carolina set as my home state. It only cost me $70 to travel for the first day, and then it was $10 a day every day after that. But the fish didn't pay out as much. but I was always able to make my money back very easily. I could catch one trophy catfish in the morning, and my day was paid for.
Yeah.
Everything else was gravy. And that's a good system. They need to keep that system. They need to bring that system back. The cash system needs a rework.
Oh yeah. Everything's
And
too expensive, bro.
I understand them wanting to generate Bitcoin sales, but the way they're going about doing it is
Not smart.
it's not necessarily not smart. I understand where they're coming from, but they could do it in a different
better
way.
Yeah.
They could do it in just a different way. It don't necessarily have to be a better way, just a different way. And they would generate more coins being bought. Like, I'm not gonna lie. When my taxes came in, I dropped 100 on it, and I bought the last 3 remaining licenses I didn't have. Bought a nice rod, and I got the last bit of the sport DLC I didn't have, and that was it.
Yeah, see, one of you just made me comment my stream or something. That'd be kind of cool too. They should add it into the game where you can use cast nets and catch your own bait. That'd be kind of cool, you know.
Well,
and use your shiners and stuff to catch for bait.
There is a fishing game like that. It's called Russian Fishing 4.
Oh, I don't like that game.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like it because it's too realistic. It doesn't balance realism with fun. And you see, the way that it works, just my opinion, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
The way fishing, that's the whole reason, Fishing Planet is as fun as it is because it's got a good balance of realism and fun.
And just fun, yeah. I love that about this game.
Like, realistically, it is realistic that you can go fishing and not catch a fish the whole day.
Yeah.
That is realistic. You can do that. I have done that. I know plenty of people that have done that.
Oh, dude, you don't even know the half of it from me, man.
Yeah. Well, no, I do. I've been fishing since I've been about 4 years old. That's the first time I went fishing, and I started fishing regular at about 8.
I've been fishing every time I can lately.
Yeah.
Been bed fishing for bass. I haven't been trout fishing lately.
Yeah. And to put that in perspective for your listeners, I'm 35.
Yeah.
So.
For about 28 years of fishing right there. 27.
Yeah. And about 15 of that is fly fishing. On top of that.
I love fly fishing. I've already started. It's pretty fun. It's hard. It's hard to learn though.
Nah.
Well, for me it was because I don't know. I'm not used to doing that. Oh.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something. Once you learn how to roll cast, you've got 90% of You've got 90% of fly fishing decked. Yeah. Once you learn how to roll cast, it's over. Because that means you can go just about anywhere.
I've got to reline my bait caster. Last time I went fishing, I cast and it got stuck on a limb. And I cast and it went caught 2 fish.
That is one thing I do not miss. I switched from bait casting to spinning. I switched back for bass fishing. I do not miss that. That is the one thing I don't miss. Is fixing backlashes.
Oh, dude, you don't.
And to be honest with you, I have found that the only time I really want a bait caster is when I'm running something like a crankbait.
Yeah.
When it comes to like, and maybe a top water, certain top waters I would want that.
How I got into it is my dad said you're gonna have such a hard time learning how to use that. Not 2 days after, dude, I had that thing down like it was nothing. I was
Yeah.
out in the yard. I tied a weight on it, and I was just casting out in the
Yeah.
yard, practicing. I'd keep the brake down low for it doesn't cause any black lashes, and I'd every couple of hours I'd click it down a notch, and sooner or later I got it down.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember going to pick out my first bait caster with my dad. We went to an old timey
That's exactly where I went, man.
went to an old timey hole in the wall bait shop, and he bought me my first. It was a Shimano Bantam. I still have that.
Mine's a Black Max. I forgot the name of it.
That's a Garcia product.
Yeah, Garcia Black Max. Yeah.
Yeah, that's an Abu Garcia product. That they make good products.
Yeah, they do. I love this rod. I've had a couple of hook sets with that rod that I'm surprised. I caught my 14-pounder on there. I was using, I think, 10-pound line. I had to get in the water because I knew it was a big fish because it wrapped itself up in these lily pads, man. So I legit took my shoes off and I went in that water and I pulled the thing out.
Yeah.
I like it, Alaska Outdoors.
Yeah. I found a lake up here that you can go trout fishing in.
Mhm.
And you have to keep what you catch. And they charge you live fish weight, like they weigh the fish when it's live, and then they'll clean it for you and package it.
That's cool.
And I'm thinking about going and doing that this year with a buddy of mine.
What state you living in again?
North Carolina.
North Carolina. Good fishing up there.
Some of the best fishing in the United States.
I like Texas. I want to go to Texas. Go do some bass fishing over there. I want to get, what I'm going to do soon is I'm going to go get a GoPro. And I'm going to start recording videos of me out fishing on the lake.
You better get you some editing software.
Oh, I already have one.
Okay. Well, then, there you go. Because I thought about doing that, but a damn GoPro is just so fucking expensive.
They're like $300-400 sometimes.
Yeah, and then the memory cards to go in them because you have to have big memory cards. Yeah. What do you know? There's a nice little fish.
Yeah, it's a nice little one.
I had a buddy one time tried to ask. He asked me what trout fight like because he'd never caught one. And
yeah, Alaska, I'm definitely gonna get one.
The best way I can describe how trout fight is a mix between a catfish and a bass.
Yeah.
It pulls like a catfish because catfish pulls hard, but it runs like a bass. Bass like to run and take long runs.
Yeah, Alaska Outdoors says the GoPro is absolutely worth it. Trust me, I have to. He does. He makes videos.
Oh, that's cool.
He has what 200 subs now, something like that.
Yeah, I've not even done a face reveal on my channel yet, so yeah.
You can do that.
I'm gonna do that eventually.
I'll do that eventually. I don't know how much subs I'm sitting at. I'm gonna go look real quick.
I hit 1,000 subscribers. I'll do it.
Yeah. I'm sitting at 68 subs right now.
Yeah, I just broke 300 not too long ago. Which, I mean, considering how big this game is, I can't exactly expect much more.
Yeah.
I mean, this game was huge at one time. See,
Still is pretty decently sized. These people on PS4 play it as well.
Yeah. I'm thinking about maybe, damn, that's another buffalo.
Nice.
Anyway, I'm thinking about maybe
Oh, I had to buy it, damn it.
I'm thinking about maybe starting a 7 Days to Die series now that
I
I
honestly
have
used to
it.
play it on
I have
Xbox.
it.
And
Yeah,
if I get it, would you play it with me? We could do like a.
I've got it. I've got it on Steam, homie.
I can get it. It's like what, 25, 30 bucks, something like that.
Yeah, it's like $20. We can run through it.
Love to do that with you.
Yeah,
I used to play that on Xbox with my buddy. And
yeah,
we
dude.
used to bring his sister over, and we'd show her,
Yeah.
and we'd scare the living crap out of her with the zombies because she didn't like zombies. It was hilarious.
Oh, you want to know what's funny? My kid will watch me play 7 Days to Die. My wife will watch me play. It's the only game my wife will watch me play.
That's weird.
The 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 gore and stuff doesn't bother my kid or him or her. But oh my God, if an ant crawls by him,
Oh,
that is the magic of children, ladies and gentlemen.
yeah, that is. And
I'll be damned. Wait a minute here. Is that 3 in a row?
what?
I think I got a third. I think I got a third. I think I got a third buffalo here.
Nice.
Sure shit do. They don't come out to a whole lot money wise, but I mean they really are trash. But the fight they give is just worth it.
Yeah, I love Buffalo. That was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Earlier. I just gotta get the money, you know. I would be over there fishing more.
Well, I'm not nowhere near worried about the money. I'm gonna be after I go to Alaska though,
Yeah.
because it's 10,000 just to go, and I have no fucking clue where anything's at.
I'll show you where everything is at, bro. I'll show you where everything is. I can make.
Yeah.
I catch on average when I go to Alaska. Alaska? I said that wrong. Alaska. Uniques. I've got quite a few uniques.
Yeah.
Yeah. What you do is you throw out some I think it's large minnows or something.
Well,
out
I've
there
got
with the
large
bobber,
minnows.
and you let it
Yeah.
float down, and then it gets there's a spot. And it gets certain way down, right, and it'll stop. When it stops, you sit there and wait about 2 or 3 minutes, and if you don't get a hit, you recast out there down and let it float down. You'll hammer them. And Dolly Varden are pretty fun to catch too.
Yeah, I don't even think I've caught a Dolly Varden.
I can show you where to catch them as well.
Like I've been to Alaska a couple of times, and it was one of the fucking and it was like the main voted guide. Like everybody wants me to make a guide on Alaska.
Nobody makes them. Nobody makes the guys on Alaska. The last Alaskan guide I saw, I don't even think was the last video I saw of somebody in Alaska was Hawkeye, and that was in this, I think, season 2, and he made a guide. That's the only guide I've seen. You get quite a few views for that, I think.
Yeah, well, KP Shimino made guides for Alaska.
Did he?
I know. Yeah, I know he did.
It's cool.
I know he did because the first time I went up there, I was using his videos.
Yeah.
So I mean, I've been up there like 2 or 3 times, but I have no clue where anything's at. And like I've caught uniques. I mean, I've caught the fish. They're there. I can catch them. It's just
hard.
I don't like the map. I think that's really what it comes down to is I don't like the map. Like the map, the way it's designed. See, for me, fishing in Alaska, I want to be able to wade out in the fucking stream. You know?
Yeah, you want to get in the water itself, huh?
Yeah.
I need to add that. You need to get a pair of waders and get out there and.
No, you know what they need to add? They need to add
A boat in that map would be pretty cool as well.
Better than that. A float tube.
Oh!
Could you imagine a float tube here on Texas?
That'd be fun.
Think about it. They could put them on. They could put the maps that are too small for boats, like Colorado, Texas, um, you know, what else is another small map? New York. New York would be perfect for a float tube. And then you could move the kayaks to the bigger lakes, like, let's see. I would personally like to see a kayak.
Yeah.
On
There we go. I'm hooked up. Ooh, that's not a bad fish.
I just want to see some kind of way to fish the water on every map.
Yeah.
That needs to be an option, whether it be a float tube or a kayak or something.
Yeah.
And you know what else they need to do? They need to start allowing these fucking kayaks in competitions. They need to start allowing fish caught from the kayak to count.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you on that. And it's the same way in real life too, man. Like you can fish from the bank, but sometimes I bring my dad's kayak out to a lake and he drops me off, and he legit just drops me off while he goes to do something. I sit out there, I drink a couple Dr. Peppers, something to snack on, and I cast right out there next to the bank, and I just hammer these bass. It's so much fun to do.
Yeah. But no, a float tube would be just absolutely fucking perfect.
I remember one time my dad got mad at me because I freaking lost the orb because I hooked onto a fish.
Yeah.
And the oars fell off.
Well, shit happens.
Yeah. He's like, so you lost the oars? Like, yeah, those are the only oars we have. I was like, yeah, I hooked onto a fish. I got the fish still. But then again, the way my dad had to get me was kind of suck. I threw my shoes to the bank and I tried swimming with the boat, trying to pull the boat towards the bank. Because I didn't have no oars. Because I fell into the water and I was pretty far out too. My dad had to swim out there and get me.
Yeah.
I'm hammering these guys right now.
Well, see, that's when you had an anchor, didn't you?
Nope.
You didn't have an anchor?
No, I don't need an anchor.
Yeah, you do. You always need an anchor.
It's not a very big lake. It's not very big at all.
Yeah, but see, if you had an anchor, you could have took that anchor and you could have thrown it out as far as you could, let it hit the bottom.
Oh, I see what you mean. Pull it towards you.
And then gently, and then slowly pulled yourself towards the bank. And then when you got above the anchor, pulled it up off the bottom and slung it again.
That's smart. You're a smart man.
No, I've just been in that situation before. Ain't got nothing to do with smart. It's trial and error. That's all life is, dude. Is trial and error.
Yeah.
In order to be old and wise, you got to be young and stupid at some point in your life.
I remember one time, Dad, it was his fault too. He had a 2-piece rod, right?
Yeah.
He didn't put the piece on right. And he went to cast his rod, and the top piece of the rod flew.
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
Oh, I've done that. I lost part of a fly rod like that one time. Oh God, you want to talk about a mad motherfucker?
I bet.
Well, you lose the top part of a $500 fly rod.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I'd swim out and get that thing.
I legitimately did. Like, we was waiting. I went over there and looked for like 2 hours for that fucking piece. Damn current had swept it down where I couldn't find it.
That sucked, man.
Damn, I was mad.
I bet my dad lost like a $250 rod one time like that, he said.
Yeah. I've also broken rods, like been fucking trying to get something loose
Branch.
off of a branch or something. Just yanked too hard, snapped it.
Yeah.
I did that to one of my favorite little rods and reels. I went and got a replacement for it that day. Like,
You love that thing.
if you can ever find one, it's made by Browning. It's called Silaflex.
Yeah.
And their ultralight rods are amazing.
Yeah, I'll look into one.
They're fiberglass. They're not very expensive.
I hate fiberglass. I've got fiberglass in my hand before. It's not very fun.
Oh, dude, I've never broken a fiberglass rod on a fish.
No.
I have broken a graphite rod on a fish. When it comes to like bait fishing or throwing a small jig, I'm a fiberglass guy. Now, if I'm bass fishing, graphite.
That's what I use as graphite.
Yeah. Unless I'm throwing a crankbait.
Yeah.
Then I want a fiberglass rod.
Makes sense. Welcome back, Alaska.
Fuck.
Miss a bite?
No, I had a jerk. Ever since that lawnmower rolled over me about 6 years ago, I had one of them zero-turn riding lawnmowers roll sideways on me.
Ooh.
And I've had a jerk from nerve damage ever since.
Oh, that sucks.
It happens once in a while.
Stuff happens, like I said, man.
Yeah.
I remember one time I was sitting there being stupid with my knife, sitting there cutting on something. I had my thumb under it, right? I think it was a stick.
Split your thumb right open, didn't you?
Stick broke. It came right down to my thumb and went straight down to the bone.
Beautiful.
It hurt.
That's almost as bad as the worst hooking accident I've ever seen in my life.
My dad one time he had this his treble hook, right?
Mm-hmm.
He had it on his antenna of his truck, or he was running his hand down the truck, right?
Yeah.
And he went to go smack a bottle off at the truck. I laid it on there, and
Yeah.
he freaking slapped the hook, man. Yeah.
That's bad. That's bad. That's not as bad as the time I was taking a guided trout fishing tour up there.
Mm-hmm.
Trip. And we was up there on a split in this river.
Yeah.
And there was a father and son fishing about maybe 50, 60 feet from us.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I hear one of them holler, and the son had hooked his daddy in the eyelid.
Oh!
With one of them little tiny trout flies.
Ooh!
Because his daddy had been wading and waited behind him when he was false casting.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, my dad's got stuck right in his thumb, and he had to go to the ER, and he had to freaking push it through the other side and get the barb, and it was gnarly, dude.
Yeah, they got to do that. And they tried to tell me that one time I got hooked up there at the beach. They tried to tell me they was going to have to cut down to it. They said they was going to have to cut down to it because of where it was. And I told them there ain't no way in hell I'm going to let you cut that much out of my finger. Because, I mean, it was a chunk, dude. Where it was at, it was right into the joint, and the fucking point was right into the ligament of the joint.
Oh, you're
so they couldn't run it through. So I went home. I told them there was no way they was doing that. I went home and I got me some braided fishing line.
Oh, I know what you're gonna say there.
And I put it on the other two ends of the hook in a loop.
Yank that thing out, didn't you?
And I held the tip of it down with my index finger. You know, the hole part, the eye part. Held that down. And I sat there and I started drinking not a fifth, but a little pint of some Crown Royal. And that was to get my mind right to do what I was fixing to have to do.
Yeah.
And I got about 3/4 drunk. And I looked at my buddy. I said, all right, grab that line right there and yank as hard as you fucking can.
Oh my God, bro.
It come out. It didn't leave no hole or nothing, but it come out. And thank God I was drunk, because it probably would have hurt otherwise. Because I mean,
finally,
it still hurt. Don't get me wrong, but it hurt a whole lot less.
I bet.
Yeah. I don't know if you can hear in there, but my wife and kids playing, and you can hear them giggling.
Yeah. Cool.
Well, it's part of life.
Yep.
I'd much rather hear that than screaming.
Oh God. Yeah.
And you know, I'm gonna tell you the truth. They say silence is golden. It is until you have a kid, then it's suspicious.
I remember one time I was younger. I think I was 4 or 5. I just started like first. I don't even know how old I was. I was in first or second grade. My brother was giving his friend wedgies. Right, he was 14 at the time. And I went to school and I gave a little girl a wedgie.
Yeah, I bet that went over well.
Not really, bro.
Yeah, bet that went over real well. I need to quit doing stuff while I'm casted out. That's the second fish I've missed.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know how much money I'm gonna save up to go fish. I don't even know where I'm gonna go.
Well, if it wasn't for the fact I had so much shit to get done tomorrow, I would be going fishing for real tomorrow.
Yeah.
Nah, just catching that trout.
Mhm.
That was just a taste. Now I know where they're at. Now it's time to
go slam.
Yeah. Well, now it's time to pull out my fly rod and go out there on that dam and show these motherfuckers
who's the boss.
what the fuck's up, because every motherfucker I've ever seen come out there using worms and stuff. I mean, I can't blame them. It's a bluegill and catfish lake. So I mean, I don't blame them using worms. I just want to know how they would react to an attractor fly or something. You know, something that looks like something they would normally eat.
Yeah. Cast that right out there. Oh, I'll wait. I remember one time we were at this pond called Dickerson's Pond. Not a very big pond at all. probably about 15 yards across, probably about 30 yards wide. And I was sitting there, and I think I was using worms, dude. And I hook onto this fish, and this line's not very good. I think I was using not even that. I think I was using 2 or 3 pound line. Going for these bluegills, and I pull out a big old 5-6 pound catfish. My dad's sitting there. I was 7 or 8 at the time. He didn't know what to do, and it broke off at the bank.
Yeah.
That was such a pretty catfish.
About the size of the one I caught earlier this year.
And then probably about a month ago, I was out there fishing. It was just now starting to warm up here in Oregon. I got to see this coolest thing. This catfish was coming up. You know how when they come up, they get all warm at the top, they swirl, boil and all that. I got to watch him sunbathe. It's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
I was getting a bite. Didn't take it though. Fishy, fishy in the brook, come and bite my fishing hook. If you bite my fishing hook, I'll put you in my fishing book.
Well, buddy, I think I'm gonna have to call it for a little while.
Oh, there we go. It worked.
That's great.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. It was great. It was great talking to you and seeing you, dude.
Yeah, great talking to you too.
I'm always in Discord, dude. I might not respond right away, but yeah.
You free a little bit later tonight as well, or?
I'll be free after 11 p.m. Eastern time.
Eastern time, so about 10 o'clock or 8 o'clock here in Pacific Standard Time.
Yeah. 8. That'd be 8 Pacific.
Okay. Sounds good. Talk to you then,
buddy.
man.
Talk to you then. Later.
It's all Mama Shiv, man. So, how you been, Alaskan? Or Alaska? Ah! Come on, little fishy. What is that? That's a catfish. $192. It puts me 5 grand. Okay, well, I'm gonna end the live stream. Nice talking to you guys. Have a good day. I'll probably be live streaming tonight.